Today, na the 8th day of March 2021. We want to learn a table waiting expose. Or waiting done the go on when and now we know, or waiting for the first time then try for do when and now we come on a do. I don't know. But one thing we come out na do for say one correctional service officer na the provinces and another one na the main correctional center na Freetown, then catch them. Then they try for go inside the prison facility with drugs. The one na jamba, the other one na kush. I think they say kush bad past jamba. Anyway, kush is one of the hard drugs them. So, they catch them, then they try for go inside the prison with the drugs and separate occasion, different location. What this can do? Some people are begin to say, I know to new thing. That's where they go on. Or who side they land them? Something from the diaspora prison there. And they land for do this thing. No, would I want to all man getting you? Then somebody they say, why now? Okay, why not now? Anyway, now we go learn a table today. The small bits where we know, now we go talk about and wait as it unfold. But if person don't work for the correctional service for 24 years, 24 years, now you don't work for the correctional service, then they catch and now they try for carry contraband inside prison. And now we begin. A palava then get. Waiting. 24 years. But anyway, let me come with the status update for COVID-19 for Salone. The number one big one first. Now for say, yes, Salone today, the 8th of March 2021, we don't receive we first batch of 96,000 doses of the AstraZeneca Oxford COVID-19 vaccine. Again, if you know yeri, make I repeat myself again. Sierra Leone don't receive their first batch of 96,000 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. We don't get 200,000 doses from the Sinopharm from China. Now we don't get 96,000 doses of the AstraZeneca. Even though they say AstraZeneca Oxford COVID-19, yes. But this one will get to now the one from India. And the plant from India. Even though not from Oxford, we also can be there explain to me that thing now. Alright. So we don't get how much we go say now. We go say 296,000 doses. But we don't say the one that we get for get this different. The one that we get for get that they different. You need to take 1 year and I take 1 year. And we'll go see whose side some man go and run go now for go tick. If some man na the Astra line na they then go and go, as opposed to the Sinopharm. This na we'll go say India or na English India or India English as opposed to Chinese. And so we'll go and say or vaccine. Or we go get back from pharmacy board. I can't tell we say even this one But I don't think then they tell person no one get for Giamo. I don't know. But to go ask the question tomorrow, if person go choose, where you go for say no, na Sinopharm I want, or no, na Astra I want. We don't know. But we go know tomorrow. But I believe say they won't tell you. Again, they say beggars have no choice. I know say some people there, and they call them at the Astra yon, na ending go nata. Even me with there. Then I want take one Astra na yada, I go take one as alone. But unfortunately, come on bad for me. Pfizer maybe end up forget. But let's just continue. That's not the big news for today. 96,000 doses. And this not the COVID-19 status update. The labs then be analyzed 313. 313 test them, and the labs they analyze. And out of that 313, one turn out to be positive. And this one now from Western area urban. Western area urban. Because of the one positive case where we get today, the cumulative confirmed positive cases don't reach 3,921. For the past 24 hours, we not lost nobody to COVID-19, so we still stand at 79. The one them were in isolation, now 1,121. The one them we recover for the past 24 hours from coronavirus na salute, not 21. So that one they don't give it 2,721. If you believe pan play lottery, 21 are the lucky number. Just in case. I don't know money go sabi for plita. Because under the cumulative confirmed positive cases, a candy. 3,921. Then we come at the active cases in isolation, it come 1,121. Then we come out the camp at the recoveries. The recoveries today, now 21 people recover. And because of that 21 people, we get 2,721. I don't give a show ball. Alright. Let's continue. The one way they in quarantine right now 131. They add 10 per day. And now 121 will be get before you know, but 10 don't add it anyway. The one that we don't discharge from quarantine now 14,500. Alright, make we check the Mano River Union countries then. Today, Sierra Leone 1, Guinea 130, Liberia then no show face 0, Ivory Coast as always 252. Then they give you a total number of 385 confirmed new cases then today and the Mano River Union countries them. For the cumulative death, Sierra Leone 79, Guinea 95, Guinea don't add, Liberia 85, Ivory Coast 202, Ivory Coast safe don't add. I don't know then two countries, Guinea and Ivory Coast. Really, waiting they go on with the two. Last year, come on, Ivory Coast na be 199. Guinea na be 93. But today, Guinea get 95 and I lost 2 people. Then, Ivory Coast gets 202. Then I lost 3 people. To COVID-19. We pray say, then soul them go rest in peace. with all the other people them we don't lost to COVID-19, not the world. But for now, the Mano River Union countries them, they not lost a total number of 456 people them to COVID-19. All right. Well, don't forget to Coronavirus Day. Ide COVID-19 Day. And we will see how this vaccine, because now we don't get them. We don't get an saloon, so it's not about when we will get them, but now when then go start for give people the vaccine. And then they will wait for. I believe say even today then begin for tell we say then they start with the healthcare workers them and all the other people them, the frontline workers them. And we will see how that one they go turn out for we at the country. But definitely people then get ready for take them. Everybody gets their own thoughts about the vaccine. Everybody gets them. But the way would it go? You gonna say you either take them now or you take them later. Whichever way, there's gonna be a taking. It just left to you when. Eh? Alright. Now they come to the program proper. As I be telling at the headline just now. Correctional service officers them, then catch them, and they try for go inside prison with contraband, with drugs, jamba and kush. Jamba? Kush? Now one day, bad. Even jamba, you know for smoking inside. Inside prison. You never smoke and safe at all. But how comes this one happen, and how comes the prison begin for catch them people there? The officers them. The one they man then get them they begin for catch them people there. Okay. But before that, the prison itself, their name a play small. But anyway, I'll just go through 98.1. Make we hear how this one come out nado. Let's listen. Yeah?
Well, as a result of the April 29th incident will be happened, the attempted riots now the main correctional center where the main store and the hospital where they use for house the inmates at this been bombed down with fire. We don't have to put certain measures and certain modalities in place, and as a result of that, the government decided for sending some different forces. Then we now some military people. We get 4 or 5 military people and 1 police officer where they can work alongside the 3. They provide technical support. The more especially we have the hospital we don't bomb down.
Okay, because of we all know what's be happen na Paremba Road. We let me give a tell you na be a breaking and we start then at the end they send a strike and whatever. We still wait for the final report for that breaking day way. Let me tell you then get for car with time. You don't say small now till today the final report not come out because I would then be giving them just say just a preliminary investigation, a pantap one, not an in-depth investigation. But because of that, the government be for say, well, you know it in I think say this main correctional service then go need support, technical support and the military. Military come inside and police. Yes. Sierra Leone police. You know, see, then they do good. Not that for, you know, no. Then they do very well, do. And Somalia. Okay. So then we get for can with them, for can help, for secure the prison and for make sure say technical support day for able for help the correctional service officers them. Okay? I'll continue.
So on account of that time, we decide for use the church. We in a place of worship as a temporary hospital for Leone to make sure say we treat sick inmates. Some of the sick inmates we get na the male correctional center because of no get hospital for house. Then we decide for transfer them at the male integration center at now at the end of the day.
Now we'll just go to the audit report 2019. We been sure say the correctional center gets named them na them payroll. We na name them we know they as workman officer them but na the voucher. So how to this particular issue ya be?
Okay. I will tell you, say, even the prison service or the correctional service, they self not be left behind by the audit report. They say, talk and then get ghost workers then. They get names them where they receive money, but when the auditors then go, then find out say them people then they know the day. Okay? So the prison service self or the audit reports not left them. But wait to make this happen. Let we listen, yeah?
If we talk about ghost workers, that we try for tell you say somebody we at least in a voucher is not working. The people that they say are ghost workers, these are officers they they work.
Okay. The people they try for interpret for you because you know say the audio they break get some static sound. But the people we now they say allegedly na ghost workers them and the reports they should say they want in the not the work day. He say them been the work day. You dey listen, eh? Them been the work day. Over say they not ever work day. Them be the work day. But not so ghost workers day. You know most people they don't left government jobs then as Sierra Leone go to private or travel self come na the diaspora where the name still in a voucher. Somebody they collect the money. Eh? Alright.
But during the time when the audit exercise being commenced, some of the officers then we don't go on retirement. We get officers who don't retirement. We got officers that we don't die. We got officers who they don't dismiss. We get officers then we voluntarily then resign. We salary not all the correctional service they manage with salary.
Okay, in the try for clear the correctional service by this particular talk. It don't tell you all the one then retire, die, and everything. You hear it clearly. But it say no to them, they manage. I like catch up now. So now, this ghost worker, these people that when they work there again, when somebody they collect the money, in the claim say, not to them. Huh? Okay.
The salary of the correctional service is being managed by the Human Resource Management Office.
Okay. The Human Resource Management Office. Eh? The HRMO. It say, na then they manage them salary. Not to correctional service. Na HRMO, na them. Human Resource Management Office. So, will they allegedly for say the corruption are inside the correctional service today, in the try for clear the name now.
The issue of this ghost worker in this payroll system, how often una can change una payroll system?
We are only informing HRMO that this officer don't resign, this officer don't die, they don't dismiss this officer. And how will they do that? Submitting the relevant documents to the Office of the Human Resource Management. They don't judge streets with all relevant informations, and the real responsibility now for letting clean the payroll because we don't supply all the relevant documents in for it.
Okay. So somebody according to the person where they play the kuku jumuku, now somebody where they na the Judge Street office of the Human Resource Management Office. The person where they don't di. Because in the claim say, then he don't send the document for show for say this person don't retire, this person don't die, this person don't move on with in life. If it's a prison business to better business, this person don't this person don't that. So that person now where they na HIMO, in they receive them, they look and say, okay, I think say this I need for add to me own. Then I waiting in the allege. Because if he say he don't do your own part, then the one for not clean the registry. So what's in the go on there? Or if you'll say because he says so, that mean to say himself in your aid don't go mot. Because then he do back syndicate work allegedly. Okay?
issue where the report show say correctional center gets name there na the payroll when the name there they ask workman officer in the voucher not to.
Why they say so? When somebody retire with the delete and now we on system we form HRMO. It left to HRMO now for pull am now then you own payroll. Why the auditors they say so? When they come, the staff list where they use match them up with the payroll. These names and they inside the payroll, but not inside staff list. I mean they term them as ghost workers.
Okay. So this one for Tanleke for say the auditor them then gets the payroll from HRMO. Now under the payments they take place. So when they come now na the correctional service, they want match with waiting correctional service gets. But then names then they no they. That's who that play the kukuju na ya? Na HRMO or na the correctional service. Hi. Man they can get a field day na Sierra Leone. Eh? I say, I don't know, maybe tomorrow we get for can talk about the expenditure na Sierra Leone, the income and expenditure. As to waiting the Minister of Finance tell we. Because if we they spend 250 billion on wages no more salary, then you get leakages them like the wire. Who say one grey man go to collect 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 people the money. Those are the kind of people we need for payback with interest. Because they give you paper, say waiting, make you able for match up the system so that 10 people and no day again. But you they collect the money. I hope say anti-corruption. Anti-corruption, I don't know. They are look full. I don't know if they get for need help. But this one, if enough for Atu, this one if for be straightforward. This particular one who they listen to so right now. See them be tell we say they don't done with narco vacuum. They don't take small and not talk to we. So they wait because then after fire they come out. But then say then kill like waiting can at the public then go after her. So this now don't come at the public. They wait for Yeri. If na HRMO na the Dabaru and Yuki business play or na the prison service. Well, I'll continue.
But these officers that have been working with me.
Okay, now another issue na this concern we people don't they get say two correctional service officer them go with bad drug them na the correctional center. So how to this particular thing be?
In January, we get an officer we then call Saidu Momokonte, and house master at the male correctional center. He come for can work during the morning. And when they say house master, somebody will take over this house. You get people and they take over and they take care of them. They come 6:45 in the morning, and the law is whenever they enter our facility, you are subjected to searching.
Okay, Mr. Housemaster come for can work. And the law na prison whenever you they come or na the correctional service, the facility whenever you na prison officer or you know to prison officer who you liable for letting search you. So Mr. Housemaster come and then pick on and that they do say that they search him. Let me hear what's happen.
Nobody's exempted. So when they call them for search, in appearance, actually a tendency, at least they get something hidden way, at least now. So they call them on 2 occasions, refuse. The searching officer decide for call the gate supervisor. The gate supervisor subjects the officer to searching. During the course of the searching, and then discover unusual thing way secret inside in us.
Okay. This one here, I think say some misunderstanding happened somewhere. This particular one. And look inside and say the man keep him. Usai keep him. And in us. And they keep what you want care go inside. And say Kalo can search you. It begin cause sin. Because if you not be called sin, enough for be called 1 or 2 other one them for can join. Or then be change the person we can search that day. Because they now tell we say this particular incident at the first time this as it happens when I engage the person. No, if you don't they get free ride. So that be done the day na that do month day. Where the all two be done the work. So say just that morning day, that person waking day na the do month not been day. So it just bust par this new one number gen. Then one reverse and say you don't care what kind inside one thing. Or maybe they make Mr. Confidence. Something they not be even used for Sacha. Because he used to all man at the domot. Maybe that particular day, one boss man not be there far. He be the watch. Eh? But if na under self, he be done the keeper. Well, sometimes searching be they take place, but you know they take place tigi one. So sometimes this particular person, that particular day, na person where he be ready because you want be officer of the month. He been ready, better one. Even outside the man keep. Aye. Okay. How you?
They decide for remove them when they look now. A substance where they can call say na kush.
He get kush, he keep him na anus.
So immediately after that, the gate supervisor inform the night order officer. The night order officer, nine of the person they represent the Director General at the Parimba Road. The night order officer in turn inform headquarters and administration without wasting time. Then decide for bring and come for letting council subject them to investigation. Then for which he admits, say yes, carry them, then put for charges against them based upon the recommendation of the investigation, say at least then for dismissal. So after that now we issue out with the dismissal letter, hand over the entire file and the man to CID. The reason being this is a message to other colleague officers and say at least for do the thing in the and the issue of the other officer we talk. This no happen inside free time, happen way in Putloko.
Okay, now don't do with the one of Kito. Eh? Friton yon done. Now lo go Putloko. Putloko yon, now they deal with now, yeah? Because now two. This na kush we in keep yon inside in anus. Eh? Now lo go Putloko, lo you with in happen day.
A female officer, she is over 24 years in service.
A female officer over 24 years. You don't dey work. I wish he be tell we the man yon how many years that one would engage we put yanda. Eh? Na friton. How many years he in the working at the service. But for one reason, it tell we how many years the female officer na put local don't work. 24 years. Now he don't work as a correctional service officer. Let's see what happen.
Now the female gatekeeper.
And now the gatekeeper bako. Hey, Papa God. Now they keep the gates for make contraband no come inside. Okay? 24 years of service. Now they keep the gates. Now they man the gates. So that thing them we know for come inside, no go come inside.
Work. No report for duty. After a couple of minutes, decide for come out of the center. On the way going into the center now, they go with them but a bowl maybe contain 174 parcels of cannabis sativa.
Okay. It don't can work. Then one kind we selling come back quick. We come out, it can listen, I can with an inside. It can with an inside, put an inside but a bowl. It cover 174. Now, me that 174 then go don't tie. I don't even 10 grand or 5 grand or 1 grand they sell. And the tie they don't tie now for passing around. And then in business way we don't they do inside the prison. Or now other person I ain't can keep the gate. So sometimes I ain't the passer. Eh? A can inside with you, no keeper, enough inside keeper, just put inside bowl. Like say na lunch you go take out and eat. And I even put rest pan tap and put soup laid under the under. And I swing out inside. But a bowl. Eh? I don't know if Nadaya one also I put them or anything about a bowl. Continue, sir.
We invite them for kind of free town. As immediately as we get in dismissal letter, we hand over to the police, then the police take action.
Okay.
Insef, then they invite and come free town. Then we reach. Then they go take them, dismiss them, hand over to CID. CID now then go do investigation and then they can take action on them.
But then kind issues I don't tell with people them don't they say some of the kind issues there they happen at the different correctional centers them. So you think say some of the issue that already happen get anything for do with low motivation of the officer them?
Okay. This is a question for say maybe now because they know they pay them fine. Now I make then go with Butcher Scott. And they put out sign off for put. When I pull you, they pull you and go put thing inside it. Eh? So why? Waiting do? That's not even the reason. But like you waiting in say.
Well, it's not no motivation per se because like it's all about selfishness in a sense because like at the end of the month they've been paid salaries, they are given a bag of rice. It's all about satisfaction. Because one, how much would that pay you? Imagine take single gross can inside. What is the cost of cannabis? You take 5-10 cannabis, then go give something like 150. What is 150,000? The least officer is receiving above 700,000. So
Aye, the least officer they receive above 700,000. We see he make 700,000 mark. Maybe 750,000. If not be 1 million, in they can say 700,000. We mean to say just a little over the minimum wage, then they pay the least officer. The only good thing now you go say then get one bag rest. Because then they get a rest. Eh? But the least officer they pay 750,000. And that woman they try for go inside with 174. Eh? Jamba, Tai one. I don't know how much they sell them. Who go say how much they try for make yanda. What does they sell inside it? I did they go do business. Eh? 24 years you don't they work. But until they say CID and they do the investigation, because I think say not to that one gay woman. Now that entire unless if he do monopoly, say 9-1, or this one Pademba Road with the kush for saying self 9-1, 9 number for supply inside under. If not, for them hear about Boku, but it look like say all the other correctional service officers them they are the good ones. Only then 2 and then the correct contraband go inside. Yes, finish up for us.
So you look at it, see, not personal low motivation. Not just because of selfish interest and people away at least and not integrity for themselves. Because if you integrity for yourself and not believe for do that.
Waiting next now the plan of the correctional center with some of the issues there we don't they come out to the public.
Well, the plan and these people don't begin to say all the evidence now. First anything happen, you know, where be happen, will not be take action.
I be one way under, yeah? Make a count and back. Yeah? In case you not be here. Then say this thing it be done they go on. But waiting na be the thing now for making not go on past which would don't they listen to what he say. Yeah?
Well, the plan and these people don't begin to say all the evidence now. First anything happen, you know, where be happen, will not be take action.
First them when anything happen will not be the take action. First them when so not to first them this so. It be done they happen. It say they not be the take action. You can imagine how many officers then they for that business they right now. When I say don't tell we say, we be the happen first and then they take action. When me say they dust the hand like you want to take something at picking and you meet some outside enough for day. And you just the dust the hand, you take the tin and hand. You say they not be the take action. So if they not be the take action, yeah. Well this wala do. That means say green lights be there for anybody who want to do the business. As long as you sabi for counter inside, well line that. If you sabi stone now, if you go outside, you're able to send a mobile. You know, side they go for them, or you get that they work with you inside. For them, they impican, well line that. Any kind of way you reach with inside, because what you do, first they don't get you, then they do nothing. But now, they want to begin for act. They don't dismiss 2 people, then they hand over to them, and they hand over CID. Hey. But first time, nothing. They no be they do. Take note of that word today. Yeah?
Now when you do this, when they name it to the public, then this now will send warning signal to others when they know say they name to this habit.
Well, that's Nalamin Bangura, the Director of Human Resource.
Okay. We want to say thanks to Radio Democracy 98.1 because now through them me and you able for listen to Lamin Bangura, we na the director for the Human Resource Center Sierra Leone Correctional Service. Udayagi. But first day, I mean, I don't know. First day, they do nothing. But now, and they do something. I think it's just right for make them do something now. You know, tell me say because they do nothing first day. So if I left like that, no. At least now they don't acknowledge say now then they do something. So me for be like for ask them waiting change. We first then they do nothing, but now they think say they for do something. Waiting change. For saying I be syndicate work, all man be they get, but now the people who they do are now they know how for pass money, and the money not they flow to the top level. Now I make so then begin pick the one that we get the big market for Brooklyn down so that the small one that they under go no say how that chain be the work. For go where you don't done you go Konani. But anyway, make we come to Usman Tholi, make we waiting to get for it today. Yes, Usman Tholi, you get the platform, sir.
Okay, Triple A first, I just welcome everybody and thanks to everybody we are listening to the program. Before ever I go into the program proper, I just want for wish happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. Today is a very historic day in terms of the fundamental principles and values of women in the world, in terms of justice, dignity, hope, equality, collaboration, tenacity, appreciation, and respect. And indeed, Salon don't make big progress in terms of them fundamental principles and values here. We consider Usa Ukomot in those days, wherein women then take them as weaker sex, women them not them for the do the dirty work, women them not them for the look after we us. Things don't progress rapidly over the years. We see women they come forward in terms of active participation in politics, in offices, and all sort of things. So, although we don't make a lot of progress, but also we get a long way for go. So, we encourage women for making them come forward, or let them participate. Indeed, the world don't progress in terms of justice. There is now a lot of dignity for women, equality. So, once more again, happy International Women's Day. Now, I move into the program proper AAA. This is a very interesting one, very, very interesting. And one of the interesting things then we have found about this report is that when you think about the Auditor General's report, it captures the issue of ghost worker at the Correctional Center. Clearly, you listen to Lamin Bangura, we now the director of HR, now the correctional service. And they asked him the question in terms of how he feels, this gets something to do with ghost workers then now the correctional center. And definition was brief, but I think it's appropriate. Again, correct answer. Because when you talk about ghost workers, then simply people are where the name appear now the payroll, but then they actually work there. Yeah, but AAA, this is another area which we see them people here they point fingers at each other. they're not the admit. Perfect. The definition when you give for ghost worker is perfect. And then later on, he turned back, he say, when they talk about ghost worker, in other words, what did they try for argue? These are not ghost workers then. Because then people are not people the way, whether they may not work for the correctional center, but they resign, or they die, or they retire. So in other words, they are not ghost workers because they may only work for the correctional center. Basically, now that they argue that, yeah. But later on, in Toxin, where Auditor General then come for can audit, then found out said the list, the staff list, where they get, the payroll, the names of the payroll they wouldn't get, you know, they're not the staff list. Clearly, you know, say Auditor General, if they don't see the pay list, names that were at the pay list, they're not there at the staff list, definitely they are ghost workers. So, in the first place, the auditor, they get rights for declare them people are as ghost workers. And as I said on AAA, the idea of pointing fingers at each other, we see almost across all the institutions then. This is why we constantly argue, and going back to KKY is the last interview. The ACC, as well as Parliament, get a fundamental and critical role for play in the political dispensation of that country. If we get for move that country forward. Because these are institutions them where will help you for fight corruption. And the fact that Parliament get the constitutional mandate, they get a requirement for debate on these issues, for try, for unhat some of these malpractices where they go on. I think they get a critical role for play. So if we don't see that discrepancy here in terms of the staff list and payroll, I think Parliament for come in and debate on these issues, find out, because this man then they do all what they're supposed to do. Right? Then they do all what they're supposed to do, and then pass the necessary information and document to HR when a human resource management. That in other words, human resource know to do the work properly. Simple as that, because in saying no to your role, they don't do what they're supposed to do. I wish them for don't give the opportunity for interview HR for let themselves can give your own side of the story. Because on one side of the story, this is what all listening to. Maybe if you call HR again for come, give their own submission, they will give a different perspective, different side of the story we will get. So this just to tell me how institutions then they accept what in the Auditor General they say. We don't see them. Boku their institutions here, they can't say, oh, what in the Auditor General say, no, so it for be. You know, all man they try. This is why we need an effective parliament. We need an effective parliament for ensure some of them people here, then give account of them stewardship, then give account of their own administration, their own department, or their own ministry, or their own agency. We need that. But clearly, you see and listen to KKY, they say Parliament don't even negate their responsibility, and they abandon their responsibility by not doing what they require them to do. And the fact that then salary, if then they pay them directly, there are two possible outcomes here. All listed AAA. If this salary is there, then they pay them directly to them people where they say possibly they don't die, they don't retire, some of them don't resign, and then they pay them directly at their account. Yeah? It's possible that somebody will neglect their responsibility. Because if you neglect responsibility, it's possible that person will still continue for pay them when even though the person had to work and he will just keep quiet, continue to receive that salary. Or the other way will likely to happen, somebody they receive the salary secretly. By refusing to delete the information of them people here, then he will collect the money from HR or from the people here. So it's sad. These are the two possible outcomes. Now let's turn to the issue of drugs in prison. Honestly, AAA, this is not something new. The reason simply being that this SF, I don't work now prison here, as I've been teaching a prison for some time. I not tell you, because one of the things they were not be like, first of all, now the tight security in a prison. You come on and do the search. Even if you left security for 1 second, when they come back and check you, you get for switch your phone off, you left one at the locker outside, all day you don't get access to your phone as a staff. So now one of the things we are not being like, we are being here for left work. I think I only spent about a year and a half left that job there. So I know how tight, very watertight for work na prison. But now then they left, then they take contraband in a prison, drugs and other things. Then they can go. And to a very large extent, people then believe say now the staff then most of the time and they conspire and they connive with other people for bringing drugs here in a prison. And if you listen to Mr. Lamin Bangura, when the director with the interview, one of the things that we state, where I disagree with them, they ask them, whether now due to low motivation, now they make staff in the cow then drugs here in a prison. It's not a low motivation, lack of, it's not selfishness and lack of satisfaction. But people, you ask a very good question. Yeah? He said the lowest paid man is 700,000, the bag of rice, as a salary. Let's be honest. You think say that is sufficient enough for stop you for do any malpractice when you get the opportunity for one? I think say 700,000. For we all the list you all don't know what is 700,000 a month is about roughly £60, 65. Let's say let's put in dollars, $65. Let's say about $65 a month for like keep somebody for a month. Although not as justice, just not justifiable, but I don't want to rule that out. Now I believe say to a very large extent that are one of the factors that we're responsible for letting people eradicate drugs. Because you say the drugs you want about 150,000 leons, roughly, yeah? And 150,000, imagine if you do it every 2-3 days over 1 month period, it will give you nearly then 2-3 million. When you know they get from your salary. So I believe say low motivation a critical factor where they influence staff them for cow them here. They're away for make money. People that they make money out of them here. I don't want to talk AAA. Yeah, I don't work in a Belmarsh prison. I don't work in a Brixton prison. This now category like Belmarsh category A prison. Yeah. So I know what they try for talk. Now then they left and they smuggle them here at the counter. No doubt that people that know they make money out of them here. Yeah. So now me own submission that. But before I left you, AAA, Mr. Lamin Bangura, he admits say this incident only happened for a very long time. But I don't need to take action. Yeah? By his own very submission. He said that why don't they go on for a very long time? That they know they take action. In other words, then they look at this thing, it happen, and they not encourage them here for them to go on for a very long time. But what are they trying to talk here is that we will listen to this very interview today, will no doubt. Because this woman, first of all, you know, they work prison for 24 years. Long time. Not why don't they do for a very long time. And then you don't they ignore them. You don't they carry on this work for a very long time. But me believe say not one. people that been there, other people that they were, and they benefit from this there. I think so this time round, now just God come up here. Somebody will not work for 24 years in prison. I believe they don't make money out of this thing. And by the very submission of Mr. Lami Bangura, he said they're not they ignore, they're not going to take action. Now they're not ready for take action by prosecuting and at the same time for arresting people now. So this is not the first time it happened, and not to salon no more. Nothing way let's say a global phenomenon. Global phenomenon. People and the way they make money out of these things. So I will stop here. I'll give chance to other panelists then. Thank you very much, AAA, and thanks to everybody who is listening.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. We will talk about prison officers them. We carry drugs inside prison. And through the HR, I'm the director, is saying that something will be done to happen, then will be they take action. And be they let it slide. But now, then they take action. Make you come with us friend, make we hear waiting he gets for you today. Yes, us friend, you get the platform, sir.
Hello, yeah. Thank you very much, AAA, and thanks to all the listeners and viewers. And thanks to Mr. Usman Toli, and thanks for your relentless efforts for bringing all this at the table. And thanks to all the listeners and viewers. And also, I just wish all we ladies we able ladies that are the group, doctors and all others. Then now I know we will name a happy Women's Day for the good job that they do towards society inside the day. Coming to then this issue of first of all now job people in terms of workers they suspect something they go wrong, so somehow we'll say there was something we go wrong, we then therefore flag up something related to drugs. But it all stem up to the issue of how individuals then social contract, you get politicians then get a contract, a social contract. And you think about putting that in moral obligation for them to fulfill their social contract there. So you go see the human resources, they will be responsible for this one at the HRMO. They say then they for check about performance and management. And the performance and management, then they try for look into more now. But how do they try for look into this? They don't look into that the other way again in terms of other than they would perform. The one they did in for the day, they say let we go into checking back again this ghost worker issue, how going on and on. Because what's in at the aim, and the aim forgets thousands of people that would want for recruits. The number I know we will get exact figure now. But they get for now only 600, who they don't say. That then they try for recruits recently. So they get a amount where the government we don't say according to their manifesto that in direction where they want for take up. So that now the human resources then target, then get the area for fight about ghost workers, then they try for retire people then they try for employ people then. Well, in terms of the payment and the conditions, that one day will not go into that too much. The area we that social contract where people then for do, wherein they will work in concert with other departments and then they work front or waiting will cause them people there for day or why then people there because you see the man would in that department they complain say well people then just be there who we don't give them but wouldn't they go do their own with people they know they work again they take as ghost workers or they work here so all those kind of only because of one again they don't get a data system wherein they would able data system where they would keep people there they getting would they where here a porthole say then type your number say NI number you just see the person information they start continue in the show all those kind of things and then they will try look into back say this the other factors and okay delay then you contract how they will able for do them. But again they can know but then they ignore say this is the only way because sometimes they are focused robustly in trying to just do that paperwork and try to do quick what them tell them because then they always try for work with the manifesto with time. So if they look say areas they wouldn't for don't see try because this thing you don't can't try to flag before how people information go this do and so forth. But we are going now to the third year now where that one they will not able to see and say if they come with a private business and they get them, or if they come in smaller sectors, or if they begin at parliament, then it is spread out, or some side and they know the day because you don't get that uniform system this. So that area I go facing a lack of duties then will be occur due to waiting, then realizing waiting the obligation we have for do. So coming now into the area where they end up for leak now the issue of drugs, when this contraband, because of course most of you know the contraband, anything illegal because now a French word really, a French word where they talk about kind of smuggling. And I just change it to English contraband. So that anything where it is smuggled. But here now they put the contraband for prison. And if you see in a salon, we actually get what in we drug act. We belong there with drug act in 2008. We the try for day. Now the floor for letting go deal with. But it look a bit broad area now. So I will cut them out because presently there is a body, first of all, where they work with the prison. We na United Nations Organization for Drug Control, UNODC, and they get the UNICEF who sponsor them body there for letting them work with strategies them we then were able for reduce the use of drugs even in the society and more so particular in the prison. But here since that the subject into prison, we look say they get prison and they allow them for cargo. And what they can try for do for controlling things that they say now for cut down crime and cut down violence because of that day then they see say people and be get psychotic behavior because of the influence of drugs we don't take. So it will cause more of crimes and people then will come more back in the society, then they become drug addicts. But that community society of being drug addicts, the government not be they see that one day too much so that they will able to enforce how they will deal with this issue. Now this organization they try for can now, then they look at the harm and waiting for reduce that harm day and they identify the harm. The effect or the bad thing what you do to the person, they identify them, they make that survey, and then they see back the one day when they come out prison, how they behave. So now then they go into prisons for try engage the people and they how the image them will able for know waiting at the responsibility would and they will not just a kind of correction center, so they will able to come out. But the problem don't come wearing you they get again waiting at that person they back in your moral duty in the contract again. And that place they for say I get for be genuine waiting at the do. I get for be transparent according to the law 2008. Then get them, then they put back another one 2010. But these are the laws they want to try to look into how they will classify first of all drugs and how they will do them. But the duty of the individuals they will know presently drugs they first will therefore allow. You go look at from different aspects because when you look at some of the drugs, then some of them then they try the idea of legalizing them. Then some of them then they try for put them into a category where they go see this now A, B, and C. So they will not say A na so offend the day and B na so offend the day and whose harm will they do. So thing. But the government now get the problem now of having between the common law and the constitution. And a common law is able to amend them if actually people agree. But because of the constitution, the whole certain laws there, that area, that body, they fight for letting go see how they will do. And at the same time, then they still also help for letting reduce drugs and not for go inside the prison. Because they find out, say, people are not going to take drugs sometimes outside, but because he go inside, if they become a drug addict, then he come on in society, with government not realize, and then he becomes somebody who not useful in the society. Oh, they see certain people there. So my come on prison for don't change, then we begin blame them, say, then where na so people they will class them, then na so then God's will they go. So all those kind of areas, then the government they try to look into. I mean, the government they get this message, but they still they wait to look into that. But when you look at waiting the prison, they try for control again. Then they control crime. Not to the health more they can look into. Then they look at into the crime where they cause them because of drugs. But again, we come back to the classification of drugs. You go see say the drugs and what the back salon, you get actually the thing what people in the effect for do now. Drugs and when our therapy drugs, when they use our hospital for say I they use them for let I go well. Then some of these particular drugs again at the hospital, when you misuse them, say like diamorphine, then they use them for kill pain. And then even this so-called cocaine where they get from poppy plants, they can change them back in an anesthetic form. Some of them for give you, for treat you. So sometimes people like escape with them drugs there, they put it at the public. So people then will use that in the different form instead of then they use that in that way with the doctor will prescribe them. Where even if they prescribe them for the patient, it a worry for let the patient not become addicted to them. So then the type of effects and will get an amount where go don't go use to come over begin the user now. So all those areas then the first into and say the class of the drugs they are, themselves the way what the law get for deep and there is for different with the other drugs them where now drugs and number way drugs that we actually harmful and some of them now one day where they just they slip off the pharmacy desk then they go sell there. All those kind of areas and day where people that they look at. But salon now you they get this one now that synthetic one now this push and the synthetic to get high level for make you imagine things when they call in science hallucination. You get an imagination, you see objects, and then you see sometimes voice and they talk to you, and then sometimes in most cases it creates numbness by you or somebody they say like how did you say they feel me leg again because that it creates the nervous system they affect them, it make you they get imagination, but all those things are in this body they effect for letting them do. But the UNODC they try for sponsor there. And I don't know how far they say your case will get for go in a court. But the area of bringing drugs in a prison, not so bad. But the problem is that for let government go able to arrange that in there, that they in the first place, then will try what then they talk about this prison congestion. He always help with that congestion of prison to all kind of crime because the more the people in crowd there, then they get the higher where the drugs and go able to move as a faster chain. But when the people and they go able to monitor, because even when they move, they see space between them, all those kind of things. So those are the things but government get for the look. Because some of them are when they can't go there, when they go become addicts, some of them something are cause in the street, or something just snacking company no more. We not something that not just some of them is the normal crimes and no more. Where it be something and get all the way for treatment. What thing will happen? Society they go train and they because the drugs are there. Now they keep the people busy and they are confined psychologically. So they find anything for engage their mind so that while the time of the course they go on. So government get to look deeply into this so that they no go create more problem for the mental home where we will not get capacity. When only a few doctors they will get, then it cause problem in the society. When people are something, not to the worst of people while then they go, something a minor thing more and go just recollect they say, what can I do this or something and sort them out, then they become useful back. But because they don't go there, they don't find the prevalence of them drugs there, because the number don't increase, then they come on back as people only can cause more problem. So instead of the one they wait there, they want to then top ranking criminals there. Because some of the surprising people that they are actually having that mental sickness of how it will create this tear. So when then they go, then they feel like when they say grooming vulnerable people, and what are the vulnerable one? The one they when they go, they will not get that back in day. Oh, innocent someone has and pick and care and they. So then they use them now. And some of them when they come up, they can even extend for use them. Will you go run for minutes program outside? The only thing I'll tell you not going to happen as salon because maybe some of the crimes there, they do them. But when you and ODC and UNICEF they look at this over here, that's that they look into. But the only thing the movement is try for select government try for look into how they will reduce people and for going at the prisons. Those all kind of crime. Then they see how they will categorize them drugs there, and then the pharmaceutical board they not going to release them drugs they have to sell them no more. But some of them are drugs made for treat you, but you use them for let you get a feeling of them. So at least the government will go for try help. So our country will go before. Thank you very much for giving the platform. I will continue for help with. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Usman.
Yeah, you're most welcome, sir.
Yeah. We know say today International Women's Day. So doctor they on the listening side. As we've been start just now, we don't wish every woman here happy International Women's Day. We choose the challenge because they say now it's challenge, now they bring come change. So we know say they're all capable, all we women in here, they're capable of it. That's so. Happy International Women's Day. You know, so we know talk this talk we knock out to Professor Naya about Lansana, when a criminal justice lecturer. So Ingo can give you on the book side, what's this mean and all those things. Yes, Albert Lansana, you're welcome on board, sir.
Yes, Triple good evening to your listener, to Usman Tolly, Usfred. Before I begin, because myself work in a prison, na Texas Department of Criminal Justice as correctional officer. And even though we say correctional service, but me they call them prison. Because in a prison, I work in a prison. And inside prison, yes, we get rehabilitation program, etc., etc. So before I start, my correctional class where I teach, it says the warden's job security rests on how effective and efficient he or she can run the institution. So your listener, they go ask, what's in that mean? Well, that means if then things that happen, where we get riots, prison riot, fight, contraband, that means they run the prison effectively. So let's come to this issue of contraband. Yes, I think that the last week we have to listen to DJ Base, where the news break out that a correctional officer carry Kush go inside prison. It's just so sad. It's very sad. Just like Mike can vex, that's so myself they can vex by this issue. It's just very sad. The prison is nothing to write home about. It needs complete revamp and reform from top can down. I mean, no way, no day way before they introduce them contraband in prison. So some of you listeners go ask, what's in a contraband? Good, they ask. Contraband are anything we're not for the possession of inmates or offenders, as we call an meaning money, cell phone, drugs, etc. So it's very bad because you get some officers, they call them unethical officers who then just want to bring in then kind items into the prison system. And for make they're able to stop this, again for start at the academy, to make the higher professional and the right people, and for make them talk about these now the academy. Case in point, where I be then at the academy, then talk about contraband, the consequences of bringing contraband into prison. And it would engage you, not only you lose your job, maybe you can be sued. Case in point, one of the units where I be working at Texas, a female officer do the same thing. Over and over, they bring contraband into the prison, so they catch up. They walk them out, they losing job, and they begin some lawsuits against them. So, according to the news where I be, you say they do this for long, it's very bad. In fact, we have been there December, one lieutenant colonel where I talked to. So just really get general discussion. So I tell them what I do. I say, well, I teach criminal justice classes, I teach corrections. So it tell me about this major where they attach the prison, or as we say, the correctional service over there. I said, why therefore attach a major? They say because they want to do some intelligence, because they know they get intelligence, say something not going right now the prison. In the first place, we don't need military in a prison. Me a military guy. We as military, we not get no business for attacking a prison. They just get for run the prison effectively, train the officers effectively. They just get forget the hostage route, the bomb squad route. So we don't need no army for attached to the prison. We just need for train this personnel. So it starts from top can down. I hope you listen to me, as well as you listener. So now the only way we go able to reform this system. In fact, now that me and one other friend, when they do the same criminal justice, with the try for organize something because we don't see say now a big problem yonder the prison system. So no way not there whether for the introduce contraband, despite so they pay you. Because you're talking about pay, even now, people that they work at prison, or some prison system, they know they pay them good. But that not they give them leeway for take contraband into prison. Because you job there on the line. So it has to start from the top, can down. We revamp the prison system for make we stop these things from happening, for make them stop for bring contraband into the prison.
What they talk, you say from the training. Me, I want believe
Yes.
say even from the training, then go don't tell them. But then go tell you in a training, then when you come to the field, if you see say there is no much enforcement for say you not go able to out inside, I don't think say them for be the do but according to the human resource director, instead of say them be done the whole but nothing not be there happen. So I think them be don't get a leeway. And another one day they use for make it on they continue. Why then start now? I don't know. If it be say now things go bad, they want the work in shape, they know they give. Now I make them say, well, now they begin all we don't know. But this not gonna be the first and it not supposed to be the last. If it be the last, that mean to say the thing don't continue back.
Absolutely. And not forbid so. So from training, yes, and they forget periodical training. We have the work now the system. Not even and the training not be stopped at the academy, but periodical training will they go back and make them emphasize these things to we. Because us as correctional officers, we are professional. And when we start talking about professional, that means the moment we enter inside it, we for act as professional. Now for that, we are be there at the system. Everything at the left of my motor car, my cell phone and everything that they search we as soon as we go inside. They call them pat searches. Make sure you not get anything inside on your possession.
So going forward, what do you want for left with we?
But going forward, like I say, it get for start from the top because the prison is nothing to write about. So it get for start from the top, from the head of the prison, as we call on the warden, take and done. And they get for institute, they get for get mental detector and everything. Trained personnel. So if I want to write the prison off, I go say a day 0 because such things not for happen. And you talk up, they talk about the congest, me like for prison overcrowding. I mean, it's just nothing to write home. So it get for start from top. We revamp the prison. We train good professional correctional officers. We go there and do the job, not so for introduce contraband into prison and take on to these inmates or offenders then.
All right. Thank you very much, Albert.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Well, that's Albert Lansana, we're a criminal justice professor. We know, so whenever we get topic, then like the way I can always come for can't tell you what in the book say. But what in the book say and what can happen at the field, we already know. Matter you know be say not true. When be they work in a prison, they even get transparent bag where then they give them for making them use. So when they come, everything where they inside your bag, koju, all man they see. Well, if they give transparent bag, I don't think say that Madame Obuango selling Butcher Scott. Obuango selling in Jamba Butcher Scott if we be able 174. Yeah. Yeah. And Mike Ekoka say this contraband issue, it happened because of low wages and poor condition of living. He say that the diaspora also there. Correctional officers then they pay them living wage, so then kind corruption tier go dey on the low, it go dey minimal. Now I make us say when Lamin Bangura, we na the director for the human resource be the talk, he say na selfishness because we dey give them one bag rest and the least officer they receive above 700,000. So where he make that cut off 700,000, either na 710,000, 750,000, but the least officer not to say na 800 or 1 million. I make it give you under 700,000. But if you say okay, then they give them one bag grace. So if they give them one bag grace, then you make at least $70 a month. Then if you're able to slide in the kush, you make waiting. I ain't talk. I would say about 150,000. If you do on 5 term inside week and inside month, you do 10 almost. You know don't make pass how much then they pay you. Yes. You know, go say back, oh, you go able match for do drugs and match how much then go pay them. But again, one big thing we don't they ever they talk now this platform na integrity. Integrity. I think I don't know how can we do integrity check na Sierra Leone before you hire a person like prison officer or correctional service officer. How can we do integrity check? Because in Sierra Leone, hi. I don't know Italico, but look how this caller. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who side you call from, please?
Oh, boy.
Okay. Caller, don't hang up. Maybe not be ready yet. Michael Cooker say, he say for cook for a day, you go spend 100,000 up to 100,000 or more than 100,000. So 700,000. You know, go compare. You see, na petit little money dandy. Okay. Même so bisa forget an interesting question. How the prison officer them, they get them pay from the prisoners them. Well, other person they in your work na for count the money inside. Or you go take the money na do. One per the two. Eh? Either I collect the money inside when another way other person in your work, they not catch money yet. But that person in your work now for count the money. So the one day they don't catch the drugs. Eh? And so me feel. Even come as a fact, the same question. Outside the inmate and they get the money from for buy the contraband or the drugs. Now that person in your work for count the money. Or from them fumble na do. Eh? If you check good, phone all they go inside when I did the calls then they make. And go they inside they tell and say, yeah, wait, I'm can get 200,000 for me. Don't run away in the kind sign and get for the supply the 200,000 worth. Eh? Okay. And so but transana in one for say, he say when be the work as correctional officer, and a basic pay them be they give them more. But then they still no warrant them for engage in contraband business a prison. Mabinti camera say AAA, I'll be honest now. 700,000 and one bag grace, and they small. Well, I'll see. Because the integrity, not the big one. The integrity, because drugs get money. So the integrity ain't really not the big one. Yes, call ID live on here. Your name and side the call from, please.
Oh, listen, Francis. I call from Wayo. How are you?
Good. You get up to 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah. AAA, me, I be just want to contribute small concerning about the HR we talk about then payment there. Excuse me. Then payment that we say they do the whole thing they send up. AAA, that corruption in our country they is very endemic. All their returns money it go directly to the permanent secretary. What the Minister of Finance, the payroll, when they print the vouchers, and they send one each ministry, the permanent secretary who they in charge of that particular ministry, they send them. They know all the people them who they ghost, who know they work, who don't die, who don't travel, they know them. At the end of the day, then they work with the head of any institution there. For example, when maybe they will work in a school, maybe the boss. My brother, I will make returns to the teachers them. So the guy when they can't collect them, what do they do? They bring a fake slip from the Bank of Sierra Leone. And then they bring fake slip and tell you, say, we pay this money now. Where you don't pay, we go pay, we go free to we go pay. That guy, they call him Mr. Turin. I say, then say, so one say, I say, let me go pay this na free town. My brother, while I reach that free town, they don't even take me money in a bank of commercial bank. They don't even take money. They say the guy will bring the voucher and the Makeni. Now you're going to give the money. Now you're going to come pay. Since that day, now I don't say, oh, this country. So now the same thing will happen to that manager in a prison. So the head of the prison, you know, and the permanent section, and they eat their money. I mean, your contribution, bro.
Thank you very much, Francis. Alice say, he say, if you follow the drugs, you go know, the drug dealers them. If you follow the money, you go know who side the money they come out. For Albertans and I say, if you feel say the money small, then you find another work. Umar from LSA, he say, it's easy. He say, most of them, they get their money during visiting hours. I did the money they pass. But visiting hours back, you know, say that they search them, right? And they search them. Well, hey. Ibrahim Kumar say the contraband business will destroy the future of we brothers and sisters them na prison. While they talk about integrity, Michael Coker say, how person go able to maintain integrity if you're not able to feed your family on that kind small salary day where they make? Say, but man go to go the integrity na do, and he make the one for survival. Contraband not to drugs no more na money, cell phone, anything we not for day in possession of the inmates or the offenders, says Albert Lansana. And Mabinti self want say the money small, but then they self not get the right for do it in, then they do. Now they bring say again for say integrity. Integrity will make you look, say I able for make quick money. If I see loophole, I able pass this thing quick. I don't make 500, 600,000, me 1 month salary. And integrity will make you look and you know do it. But if it's not there, and you look on the flip side, disable a quick one, you go do it. So that's the thing. But I understand about the small money and everything. Then job then they're not able to pay you that amount for make you not do bad. Yeah? Like police, who don't they talk about the police where people and they come and say, oh, the police money small and all these things. They're not able to pay you that amount for make you not do bad. But at least you forget to find balancing. You forget that fine balancing. If you want for talk, to $70 a month plus one bag rest is small. For who side demand they go team up. MLK say, it's a AAA, Mame Kama, it's a AAA, in be the work now forensic center. In be the work now forensic center for high profile criminal them. Most of them, their relatives them, then they support them. And the low wages, not to excuse for waiting and they do. He say, and if they talk about integrity, that one day, a difficult thing for Fen Nasalomanian. It's Alex, I never say, we don't look, we don't do extremely well, then you get up to 3 minutes, sir.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, then the people and they ask question. Me now Omar from Los Angeles. And they ask question. We say the prisoners and they get money. And then an easy question. But who were they? Even when they transport them for going to court, people and they sneak money. Let me tell you, America, we got all the camera. We get security, we get prison officer and the sheriff that with gun and everything. Prison guard them. We get all kind lineup. The amount of drugs when they go inside American prison, from federal prison to county to state prison, not easy. So in fact, then they do good stuff in a salon where rampant. Because salon not get nothing. They not get no security, nothing. Nothing was say they try for say okay, not okay. So the workers them where they work there, it's easy because we don't make excuse for people from nurses where they do bad job. We don't make excuse for them. We don't make excuse for teachers them where they want disgrace them. The entire country want kill the commissioner. So many of the student line there. They ever make excuse. Tintranga. We all know that. Tintranga. But that don't mean say if you lose respect. You get a job. That whether they hire you, they're not been tasting a $5,000 and they give you, and they go give you 700,000 euros. Then tasting and they give 700,000 euros and one bag rest. You say, oh, I'll take the job. So you for do the job to the best of your ability. And they make no excuse. Now one person will not make excuse for nurse, teacher, and anybody where they work. Because that's an agreement. You make the agreement between you and the employer, whether not government or private sector or not here. You make an agreement for you take the job. You for do the job to the best of your ability. You not for go sell butterscotch there. You not for go sell car pepper. You not for go sell your medicine. You not for get drugs go there and pass and give them. So meaning they take any excuse for nurse, teacher, or anybody else. You for respect now the thing that way good na them country and I make with some of we they can you they see them. Where you ethics, where you credibility, your job. How you go come for can work now, they either bring you in Panadol for cancer and give patients. The kind they do not cannot. No, not to excuse that. They need for check them out, but what in them go check them out? They're not getting nothing. Surveillance cameras, they're not there. They're not getting no technology for figure out how them things they come on. So we just a waste of time. Just like what in her guys say. Like pandemic, the corruption. How do go we check? Salon not get nothing. In fact, look the security officer there. Look them closely at them body. That alone, the morale not there. Then guy, even the police in the street, look the way how they dress. Them blue thing and they can go to white. Maybe then they give them 2-3 uniform for a whole year. Just like waiting down the DBA yesterday, that's on the show. Say the police officer, the traffic police officer, and they don't turn the traffic system now into a cartel, drug cartel in the street for the take people the money, them do all kind of deal. They're all over. But me they say they get right for do them. No. We all lost a job nowadays. Go do something else. But when you take off the job, you owe that because the money what they give you, now the country money. Now, taxpayer the money, and you agree, say you do the job to the best of your ability. But again, would they do anything to the best of your ability in Sierra Leone? Maybe not the dog or the back in the street. Because at least they do something better than the back. And that's no more, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Umar. All right. That's it. They not be they do am before. They don't begin for do am. Good job. Why? We don't know. But we hope so then go continue. I not go say they not be they do am before. Now they don't begin. Then they left back. Then they just teach them to a lesson. Eh? All right. We'll there tomorrow. I think tomorrow we will can do the income and expenditure. Saloni income and expenditure. We need for do am. Make we see exactly wetin they come inside the country, which will they keep. We not get savings, so how they kind of say they go. I think from them, no sign no do then they pay good. Pass if you go turn politicians. If everybody refuse for take the job, then maybe then go step up the pay. But as long as you take the job, you agree. You agree for say, at this then they pay you and at the job you they take. No go inside the job now. You key one take place. Also. So that one way you can always you say, oh, then they pay them low. Then yes, it's true, it's low. If you want for look on that side, then are true, but now you accept back. So you know take them, then you accept back for do kukujumuku. You know they work. Not take her. True say low, true, but not take her. If nobody not take her, then they go find a way for step up. But you know go take her now, doing the way for say okay because you're low, then you begin do it enough for do for a cover. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. And you know write yesterday, you know go write today. Low, don't take it. I mean I don't talk and I have a couple of times. Not take her. When nobody not take her, then go find way for correct her. But if we take her, then it is what it is. All right. We'll be back tomorrow with the income and expenditure. Yeah? Till we meet again. Three police. Okay. I want to say tata. Osman Toli say people then they accept the job because limited opportunities now in the you go count with you and the opportunity the way they will go able for say, oh, now they why they hire. And for right now, we all know government are the highest employer in the country. Are the highest employer. So government back now they spend 250 billion leons a month for pay people them. So now I make this how they say now 700 and they pay and give one back grace. Nobody not take them, I think say. But Usmantoli say better if you not take her, waiting else you go do. You go sit down house, so you go take her. Well, it's not the reality. But once I say something they need over and they for go tell them how for one prison. Brother. Not from the diaspora. Yeah, diaspora salon, a big. I left and so no more. We'll be back tomorrow till we meet again. Triple A say, tata.